Now, are you one of the 10 million Australians, over half our adult population, who invest in the stock market? And have you ever questioned why you're not getting the returns you want? You wouldn't be alone. Investing can sometimes feel like a game of luck or something only those with the deepest pockets can benefit from. But that's not true. There are some key principles anyone can take on board to be a successful investor. Andrew Baxter from Australian Investment Education is here to tell us what they are. Andrew, what do successful investors do differently to us mere mortals?
Great question, David. And I think the pivotal thing, most people when they start on their investment journey, they focus on an outcome of profit. Their primary goal is to make money, which, let's face it, that's what investing is all about. But in my experience, I think there are probably two more important goals that sit before that. One is that you have to have some level of consistency in what you do. It's rather like making a cake. If you've got a recipe, you can follow the same thing over and over again. You get a consistent cake that hopefully suits your taste buds, and you can be quite satisfied with that. So consistency is the number one thing. The second thing on there, I think, is all about confidence. And that's that belief in the process that you actually have and that ability to really adhere to it rather than kind of freestyling it and getting bounced around with the news headlines.
You're really talking about the investor mindset, isn't it, up here? What's the secret formula to getting that right, that mindset right?
It's the million-dollar question, David, and I think so many people have an emotional attachment to money, which is totally natural. We've got to work hard for it, and so there's an umbilical cord that ties us to that and that therefore then influences our decision-making because of that emotional attachment. I think removing that emotion towards money and being far more objective through a plan, through a strategy, is a surefire way for people to feel far more comfortable, far more confident with what they're doing. And ultimately, that typically leads to more consistency and then the end game of obviously being profitable.
Okay, so you've educated thousands of investors in how to invest and trade in the stock market. In your experience, what's the biggest mistake they make?
Look, I think the biggest mistake people make, David, is they don't have a process and an ability to have some confidence in what they're doing. They might be basing their investments on luck initially, and unfortunately, as we all know, luck can run out.
So give me an example of putting that system into practice.
Look, if I think back to my first education client a long time ago, I started to work with him on a coaching basis, and the first thing we did was really scale back what he was doing to build some consistency in it, so that we'd do a trade where if it worked out, he was maybe making $100. Once we got that on a more consistent footing, we then increased the position size so that when he was getting it right, he was making 200, then 500, then 1,000, 5,000, and on from there. So it really comes down to that consistency and belief in the process to really get you there.
That is really fascinating. Tell us how we can find out more information.
So the best thing to do, hit us up. We've got a whole raft of courses that are designed to take people that are novice investors or indeed people that are really quite experienced, perhaps that manage their own super, and help them build that game plan so that they can sleep at night. Hit us up, australianinvestmenteducation.com.au, or follow us on social media. There's plenty of places you can access us.
Andrew, great advice. Thanks for joining us.
Absolute pleasure, anytime.